Good morning, beautiful people, especially today. My name is Natalie Fanny Gonzalez. I'm the Montgomery County Council President, and it is with such a great honor to have a proclamation celebrating Women's History Month led by the County Council. It brings me great joy to be joined by so many amazing women today for this very special Women's History Month commemoration at the Montgomery County Council. As a woman, as a mother, it's inspiring to stand beside so many other women today who are uplifting our communities and making us proud at the local, state, and national level. As we face unprecedented times, I'm proud to live in a county where diversity is celebrated and representation matters. I am honored to be part of the majority women-led council. Yeah, we're 7 now. Alongside my colleagues here today, whom we will hear from shortly. I am also incredibly proud that immediately following our proclamation today, for the first time in the council's history, we will be voting on a resolution affirming our support for the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, which was adopted by the United Nations in 1979, before I was born, as a global bill of rights for women. Finally, we're doing it in this county council, and I'm proud that each one of you is present to see this historic moment. During its 45th anniversary and the 92nd session in 2026, the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women reaffirmed that CEDAW, that's how it's known, remains a living framework that addresses modern challenges such as gender-based violence, economic inequality, and emerging forms of discrimination. Our 189 countries have ratified this treaty, but even though the United States signed it in 1980, it has not been ratified. Shh, that's not good. Although the United States has not ratified this agreement, Montgomery County has long embraced its principles and has demonstrated a long-standing commitment to uplifting women and girls. Montgomery County is proud to stand firmly on the side of equity. We recognize that gender equity is intersectional and touches every part of life, including economic opportunity, education, childcare, safety, healthcare, and civic participation. As I stand here before you as an immigrant woman on a majority women council, I recognize both the responsibility and the urgency of this work now more than ever before. So thank you for coming, and I'm gonna before we read the proclamation and have everybody coming down, I'm gonna ask the ladies on the county council to give some remarks, and I'm gonna start with my amazing council vice president, Marilyn Balcon.
Thank you. It's so great to see everybody here. There are so many powerful leaders in the room, most of whom just happen to be women. So we need to make sure that when we talk about leadership, when we talk about history, women have always been there, women have always been leading, and it's great that we have an entire month to recognize that. And we need to continue it on past this month and throughout the whole year. Unlike my president, in 1979, I was getting ready to graduate from college. So a different perspective here. But what that means is that when I started work, it was a much different world. It was a much different professional experience. I remember when I went to buy my first car when I graduated from college, they were waiting for my dad to show up to help me. And I've had that experience. I continue to have that experience, waiting for now my husband to show up and help me buy the car. So we've made significant progress and so much more to do. But I have faith in every woman in the audience, and men too, that we support women's rights, we support our right to be here and to make our own decisions and to lead the world. So thank you.
Next, Councilmember Chevra Evans.
Good morning, good morning. It's such a beautiful day, and as I look out into the audience, I see so many women that I've come to know over the years that I know that have broken many barriers themselves. So for that, I thank you for all the work that you've done. The person that comes to mind immediately for me is Shirley Chisholm. She was a great leader. And I hope that today what we can take away, I think Vice President Marilyn Balcom said that, this shouldn't just be a moment, that we should continue celebrating this legacy because our young women need to be reminded that there are no limits. I have 2 young women and I'm always trying to model the behavior that whatever it is that you set your mind to do, that you can absolutely do it. So for that, I just say thank you to the County Council for recognizing Women's History Month. Thank you for allowing all the different women that are impacting children's and young women's lives every single day to come and celebrate and gather for breakfast. And I just look forward to continuing to working with all of you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who's here today. So I knew there was going to be a lot of us talking, which is an important thing because as Council Vice President Balcom says, it's important that we have different perspectives. And so when we think about leadership, it's not just having one at the table, but it is having many to bring the different perspectives. And I thought today I would read part of the poem from Amanda Gorman, We Rise. There's a lot at stake, but making a difference always takes great courage. So we encourage women who dare to stare fear square in its face. Women who've always shown that when one woman stands up, she is never alone. We know that when she steps up to right a wrong, she will fight to bring others along. To the network, into the conversation, working together to change communities and nations for generations. Our world made all the stronger, the longer women are able to sit at the table. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Sales.
Good morning, everyone. I am so honored to see some of the trailblazers who led the way for a woman like me to sit in this space and in this place and lead. But this isn't new to me. I was on the Gaithersburg City Council as the only woman. And I remember when former Mayor Kate Stewart, Councilmember Nancy Navarro, this was my trilogy. These are the people that I called on and leaned on. And so now to have not just 6, but 7 women on the county council, to be the mother of only 1 daughter, it is not lost on me the importance of being in this position and representing this county, and also remembering that we have so much more work to do. We're still not making the same amount of money as men, and as a Black woman, we're making even less. And so while we are in this space and in this seat, we have work to do, but we have a lot more work to do across this country. And we are just very fortunate to be in Montgomery County with all that's happening around us. And so I'm looking around this room and I'm just so grateful for all these women who are our village, and will continue to help us carry the baton forward for the next generation of women. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Mick.
It is an honor and a pleasure to be here in this room full of powerhouses. It's just given me such a lift and a boost today to see you all and to be in community and in solidarity with all of you. And I love that there are so many different types of expertise in this room. There is a diversity of opinions and ideas, but a clear set of shared values. And it is fantastic to be together and to sit in that with all of you today. I came from a background in organizing and advocacy, and I will just say that there are so many women in those rooms, and I know that the women in this room know that in the course of history, women have driven movements for all types of change in all types of issue areas. Women are brave and courageous and have been the driving force behind so much of what has been accomplished. And as I'm looking around and meeting with students and all the good work that they are doing across so many different issue areas, I have to say I see so much of the same thing today. So many powerful girls who are standing up for positive change, who are fighting for the rights of their community members, for meaningful systemic change, and it is just it's just a really powerful thing to see. I also just wanted to name that as we are talking about women and the need to have women at the table and the positive force that women have brought, that we are, of course, and obviously including in that trans women, our non-binary siblings. They have always been here, and we need to continue to fight to find more spaces at the table and more seats of power so that we can be sharing these spaces in an even more obvious way, because they are obviously an integral part of the circle as well. So thank you all so very much for being here, for all that you do, and I look forward to a lot of good work ahead.
Thank you. And finally, Councilmember Dawn Durkee.
Thank you, Madam President. Grounding this in the 1970s, as you did when you started, and I like to think some good things happened in the 70s, which might be when I was born, but I was born before that. But I thought about how when you look at history and you look over time at women who were change makers, often early on they were having to do it alone. They were very much islands unto themselves, just pushing. And then it got to be more collective. And what a beautiful thing that was. And we are not a monolith, right? We may all be women, but we are all very different. That's beautiful. And then I think about the advertising of the 1970s and what it spoke to. Sure, we were accepting women in the workforce, but also, weren't we presenting advertising companies very specific views of what a woman in the workplace should be, should look like, should do, and definitely not talking about in any of those commercial ways the lack of equality in the workplace for women. And I think about, I graduated from law school in 2000, and I might be wearing navy blue today, which is, one of the colors you were permitted to wear in court. The red shirt definitely would not have passed muster. And I have pants on because they're comfortable and I enjoy them. But that was not so much welcomed. And when my class graduated in 2000 from the University of Maryland School of Law, half the graduates were in fact women. And now, typically, our law schools are graduating more women than men. And we have seen positive change in the courtroom and elsewhere in the profession. And that's a good thing. But there always must be evolution. There always must be striving for more. And I welcome the celebration today and look at opportunities like this as a way to say, we gather, we celebrate what we have achieved, and we collectively steel ourselves for the work moving forward. So thank you all for all that you do. Thank you for being here today with us, and the work continues. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.